So, this video has taken me a little bit because I'm lazy. But anyway, Peacemaker Season 2 has just finished, and here are my thoughts about it and the controversial ending to Season 2. I would just like to say that I believe this season is miles ahead of Season 1. And I'm not saying that in a way of saying that Season 1 is bad. I mean, this felt more personal, felt more real to me. It does a very good job of picking up right where we left off with these people and their stories, and I'm not sure what all made me feel better about this, but it definitely just feels better. The characters feel stronger and they feel more themselves. I think that with the work that the actors had coming back to their characters was a lot easier than finding out who the characters were. And you can see that in their performance and in James Gunn's writing. This show does a really good job at breathing. I don't remember a time where I felt like things were going too fast or they were rushed or I wished things would slow down. The pace is a lot better here. I also believe that James had a lot more fun writing this season than the last season, and you can tell that. And anyway, let's get into it. So, this show starts off very early by showing us what is going on and what is happening. When we see Chris, we find very fast the other worlds, the better world. And I like that it was shown to us and not told to us, that we got to see it and he was scared to be there at first. We then see what he tells people and they don't believe him. Rick Flag comes in pretty early to this, and we only saw him a little in Superman, but we have mainly seen him in Creature Commandos. We saw that very early on he is the opposite of Waller in his actions and in his deeds. In the first episode of Creature Commandos, he had the opportunity and the choice of if he should kill one of his teammates, but he doesn't. He gives them a second chance, another opportunity, and that is because he cares for people. He cares for who they are. We see this again when the princess is in trouble because of Waller. He acts with his heart even though he was wrong. Flag has been made the head of Argus, and the first thing he does is look back on his son's murder. And we know this from Chris, that Chris killed Flag's son, so he wants to get Chris. You will see sometimes with TV or with movies that they like to take time to breathe, to let things build before they start the conflict. Usually the show waits till episode 3 or 4, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not always the right thing to do. But because this is so established early, it feels a lot longer, and the story goes on and it's building and growing and continuing. Compare it if it came in or came out of nowhere, if that makes any sense. With Flag, he clearly will do whatever it takes to get Chris, and it is shown very early on. And you can tell that not everyone agrees with the looks or the glances other characters give to him or to one another, which I enjoy truly because this is something that is shown and it's not something that is told. It's not having to be written where a character has to say, I don't like this. I have a problem. This is wrong. Because you can tell they are thinking that or they're feeling that. And that makes it better when they do speak up because you could tell they've been thinking about it for a while. We then see that our Peacemaker team, the 11th Street Kids, are not talking as much and not as present in each other's lives as maybe we would want them to be or as they want to be. We see in little moments where John says he misses Chris, or Adrian says it, or they look at one another, but they know it's not that easy. And they know that the love for everyone is still there. Just because you don't see your family doesn't mean your family doesn't love you. Doesn't mean they don't have your back, that they don't miss you. They miss you like they'll miss each other. But something is different. The first time Chris and Amelia see each other or just with one another again, it's still fine. Just okay. All right. Something is off, and that is shown to us again. It is not told to us. Something has happened between them to make them different, to make their relationship different than the last time we saw them. It was good, where he stayed by her bed and he stayed with her. But we now see he is being pushed away by her. She is separating herself from him. She's trying to leave him, forget him, lose him, because she wants to protect him. We don't know why. We don't know what it is specifically. We just know that they had a special moment on a boat. But she makes it very clear that it was just special to him, not to them, that she felt nothing, that it meant nothing, that they are nothing, that to her it is nothing. but it is hard for him to hear, and he doesn't believe it because something that meant nothing to her has meant everything to him. And he tries to get this information out of her. He tries to find the truth, or maybe find some hope in this place, in this world that has taken so much from him, where he has messed up time and time again, to find something to fight for, to find someone to fight for with a better reason to get out of bed in the morning. But she shuts him down just like he's been shut down again and again. So have the others. I mean, they make an effort to stick up for one another, John the most, very early on, and it is good to see. We see this because it is a clear change from who he was last season and who we have seen him grown to be. He does it with not only the people that he trusts, but the people that he loves, because he not only does it to protect them, but he does it for them. In this season, he had to stick up for them time and time again. He had to save them. And the thing about it is sometimes the people around him, they are following Rick's rules, but they know that John is right. They know what they're doing is wrong. We see ads try to be there for all of them, try to be the voice of reason to them, try to have them think with a clear head, try to see all the angles, and it sucks for her because she is there for each and every one of them, but she has no one to lean on when it comes to her issues. She is alone in that. And it's not on purpose, but because she is so strong, she doesn't talk to them about it because she doesn't want them to worry. She knows that they will be there for her in a heartbeat, but she knows also that they are needed elsewhere, that she has to deal with it alone until she is reminded that she is not alone. But Chris has suffered a lot, not only with his recent actions and the guilt and the thought of being alone, of this amazing person that he is in love with, not wanting anything to do with him, the things that he has done in the past and the things that he has been forced to do. And that thought remains. That thought is still there, and we see that it's still there in every single ounce in his performance. The other place that he saw, the other world where his dad is still there, why not see what it is like? I mean, the house is already better. What could it be like? The life he has here isn't the best. She doesn't want anything to do with him. Why not check? And so he goes. He sees his father, and his father is alive and well, and so is his brother. Because when Chris was a child, his father forced him to fight his brother for fun, entertainment, money, joy. But an accident happened, and his brother Keith died, and he never forgave himself for constantly blaming himself. And that was the start of his story, of his downfall into becoming Peacemaker. And so, don't you get it? I mean, if you were him, if you went to another world and your dad wasn't an asshole who hated you your whole life, or your brother, your best friend, your biggest mistake was still alive and they both were smiling, having fun, making jokes, wouldn't you want to be in there? Wouldn't you want to stay there? I don't think it's crazy or that big of an ask to say, why did Chris stay? Why didn't he come back? Why did he leave? Why would he do that? Because he's human. He saw how much better his life is, or how much better his life could have been. I don't think he did anything or said anything selfish or wrong, because this is also someone who has seen, given so much to do so much good and has changed for the better. But also at the end of the day, he is still human. He still wants, he still has hopes, he still has fears. But in this place, if this place, this other world, this different world, this second world, this better world makes him feel better, if this life is just better, if this is where he wants to be, where he is with the family of his dreams, with the girl of his dreams with him, why wouldn't he go? We see when he comes back, he is blamed, forgotten, told not to do this or to don't do that. He has to hide from the government, hide from some of his friends, some of his loved ones. But when he goes there, he is praised for going down the street. He has a perfect relationship with the Amelia from the better world. He is seen as a hero from everyone there. Why wouldn't he stay there? Why wouldn't he stay in this better world? Because it's not his world. It's not the world he's meant to be in. in the world where maybe things aren't so good as they seem because they're Nazis. Sorry, I'll get to that later. So, something I wanted to talk about is the new characters in Argus, particularly the ones Langston Fleury and Sasha Bordeaux. These are new characters, and very early on, it has shown the type of characters that they are. With Langston being a very jokey, very fun guy with his bird blindness, trying to make the best out of any situation, while there is also Sasha being a very strict, no nonsense, cutthroat type of soldier. And I like this because it is a very two halves of the 11th Street kids. But even though they are still on the side of Flag and very much against Chris and the rest of the group, they still have these moments, these looks to show that maybe they aren't bad or terrible people, but maybe they are just good soldiers following orders, being the best they can for their boss. One of my favorite moments is when Chris is arrested by Flag and he starts beating him, making him hurt, making him bleed, making him feel the pain that his son had felt. The 11th Street kids put him in the system to make sure he could get bailed out of jail. When they do this, people are staring at them, judging them, but we see Langston sit there and tell them,
It's good you did that.
he still says what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad. I like that because it shows here so what happens later isn't as crazy or as far fetched. We see that Flag's obsession, his drive, his need to get Peacemaker makes him do things, say things that make him not so different from Waller. He gets to the point where it is the top priority, where he is manipulating Emilia, using Sasha, and even teaming up with Lex Luthor to make sure he can bring down Peacemaker. Make sure that he is the one to avenge his son, that he is the one to get him. And this obsession, this drive, this need to do it drives the story because we see time and time again Chris tells him, "You're right. I'm wrong. I'm bad. I'm evil. I'm sorry. I'm a monster." But it doesn't matter. And he wants to and tries to kill him again and again. And so I get it. I don't want to leave too, to a better world. Leave to where the girl of my dreams likes me, to where my father is alive and likes me, and where my brother is there, and where everything is just happier. But his friends come to get him. His friends that he hasn't found the other them, the better them, not for all of them at least, and they go out of their way, they do everything they can. They risk their lives because it is to save their friend, their teammate, their brother, their family. I think this conversation is interesting because I ask you the question, is your perfect world somewhere that loves you because you have never messed up? Or somewhere that loves you even though you have messed up? This is the question I think this season kind of asks not only us, the audience, but also asks Chris, which makes him ask his team, why would I not go? Why shouldn't I stay? Why should I come back? And again, the team, but ads especially, tells him that it's not the right thing, that he shouldn't. But when he asks why, again and again and again, she can't give him a reason every time because she knows her friend is hurting and she can't do anything to help him. She knows that this is not the right thing to do, not only because it is risky and dangerous, but also because she doesn't want to lose her friend. And that is another example of why should we blame them? That this is something me or you would do in the same situation. That's why we would want to do it. And we see her say that, show that time and time again. Her worry that this team, her friends, her family is falling apart. And she doesn't get to express this until she's playing Scrabble with a stranger who they are left alone with each other. Okay, so now the other world and why it's bad. The Nazis won. Okay, anyway, moving on. No, but okay, here we go. So I think it is so interesting that they didn't tell you or show you up front because Chris didn't realize it at first. And we still saw this as the better world, as the perfect world. But it is because we didn't see it or we just didn't want to see it. because we know the other option for Chris is clearly not the best world. So why would we not want our hero, our protagonist, someone who we have seen struggle with the lowest of lows, we have seen struggle and hurt again and again? Why would we not want to see them win? Why would you not want to see them in the life that they have deserved rather than the life that they have earned? We want him to be happy, to be good. So when we see it, obviously we are happy for him, but it's not until his friends, no, his family, comes to get him that they see what is wrong with this world, that they see that maybe this world isn't as good as it is trying to be. The first time Amelia goes outside or is in public, we can see her looking around, seeing that clearly something is bothering her. It's not until she is with Chris where she voices her concerns, voices what we see, and at the same time we are shown that what she has said is true, that it is right and that it's scary. Take away this and take away the flying people. At the end of the day, it is scary to be somewhere that you truly feel unsafe for the way you look. When this is displayed, we see that Chris knows that they need to leave, and at the same time, we see Ads and Judo Master talking because they are the only ones that will truly understand this. When Chris's father talks about giving his big speech, it is so moving and inspiring because he knows what is going on and what is happening is not the right thing. We see that the man Chris thought he was turned out to be who he is, and this is beautifully shown because when Adrian sees his other self, we see that they are so similar in every way, down to their interests, their likes, their dislikes. But we also see how different the two dads are from each other. Neither of them are perfect, but tell me who is? But what matters is that they're trying to be in the crappy hand that they have been dealt, in the area, the world that he knows is wrong. He's going to try and do what the right thing is. It's not about this or that, horror or comedy, TV or movie or whatever. It's about right and wrong. Chris sees this and we see what it does for Chris. We see that his dad just wants to let him go and he just wants them gone. No bloodshed. No, none of that. He just wants it to end in a good way. We see that Chris gets happy because his dad is a good man and he can rest. He can change because he knows it is possible because of all the people have the fact that his dad can mean something to. But his dad's now gone. And gone because of the people he brought. He knows if he was never here, his dad would be alive. The other him would be alive. The other world will be fine. Maybe even better if he never came here. So they try to leave, but they leave the brother holding his father in his arms, reminding Chris of holding his own brother in his. When they are leaving, Keith tries to stop them, to avenge his dying father, to stop his brother. And when he loses to the 11th Street Kids, stabbing him, hurting him, his brother, reminding Chris of his biggest mistake, the one thing that has sent him down this path, the thing, the moment that changed his life forever. And it is his fault. It's his fault that his brother died. Then the flag died. Then his dad died. Then his other self died. And his other dad. And now his other brother. We have seen throughout the whole season how vulnerable, how sensitive Chris is, how much he cares, not only for these people, but his family, the one he lost and the one he has made. We see this eat him alive, where he talks about how much he misses them, how much they mean to him, because he feels alone. He feels empty. Not because they're not there, but he is also worried that he will mess it up again. It is not fair that another him gets to live a life on the surface that is better than his. What did he do to get so lucky? What did our Chris do to get so unlucky? We see he wants to be seen as a hero, as an ideal, something to look up to, as he wants to be a good man. Because it is shown from the first episode that he wants that, needs that love, that recognition, that he is doing the right thing, that he is a good person, that he is a good man. that he's doing okay. We saw it at the start with his dad, where we see him acting like a kid trying to get their parents' attention. At the end of the season, where he is okay with who he is, but then to have his dad, a man where he wanted so much from, finally see him and be happy with who he is and who he turned out to be, and see his brother alive and well, and to know that he didn't fuck that up too on this world, makes him dissolve back to who he was, because he saw the idea of the man that he was meant to be, and it's hard for him to see that and hard for us to watch it, because we see what it means for him and see how vulnerable it makes him. We see what it does to him. I don't know if in normal circumstances Chris would have been so easy, so ready, so willing to jump ship, to go and to leave his friends, his made family, but he sees it more like he is in the dark timeline. He is meant to be there because he is a good man. And I agree. Why should a good man stay in a bad place when a bad man is in a good one? We see what it does to him because we agree with him. It's not fair. It is not right that he has to suffer, that he is tortured, reminded of his actions, the consequences he is forced to handle. It is not fair to him because he doesn't deserve it. And that's the part that gets us. We have seen him be a good man, be a hero. So why must our hero suffer? Why can't he have a good life that he deserves? His brother dies. His father dies. Flag dies. His other dad dies. And now his brother is about to die. And Chris blames himself. The lovable idiot who shows how he feels, who makes it known that he is sad, that he is happy. He didn't want this to happen, but it had happened to him, to his family again, where he brought death to them because of him, because of what he did, because we see his brother almost die and it tears him apart. And we know the vulnerability that he has shown for his love is now for his love and his fear of being him, the bad guy, of being the reason they're dying, the reason he is losing them. It is his fault. And we see it break him. We see his actions and that he was forced to do as a kid against his brother and what that did to him, and it led him to kill Flag and then his father. But it haunts him. He finds this place and he ruins it, ruins their lives, and ruins the lives of the other dad, a good man that maybe has asked himself the same question of why he is here, and maybe it's not right to be here, to think these ways. They then killed his brother, starts to die. It breaks Chris fully, and I'm not sure anyone can blame him. Those are terrible things to go through. He is realizing that death follows him and that maybe it is his fault. He is the one that kills these people. His life has been ruined by it, and he has ruined other lives too because of it. It is his fault again and again and again, and he freaks out, rightfully so. So he fully snaps, saving his brother because this time he could change it. He can do something different. He is in control. He can stop it. He can stop them, save his brother, because I ask you again, wouldn't you? Okay. So, the interesting part of the video, the final episode where people are saying the gun jammed, Gunn is the worst, bad show, season 1 is better. Alright, so this to me is wrong. I don't think the gun jammed. I think the gun was aiming for another target and he hit it. And the reason I say this is, think about it. The one before, episode 7, he ends in a jail. Now, the last one, he ends in a different jail. It's the same place, but it is different. It is a very much worse jail, but I think you get what I mean. And I think this very much shows what is happening moving forward in two ways. Way one, giving us what's next for the world. So, I mentioned briefly, but Flag made a deal with Lex Luthor to try and catch Chris. And to do this, Lex offered not only a device to do it, but also a worker to help him do it. And that's it. Fine. But then, the next time we see this, he also has Otis, another worker too from Luthor. So we know that Flag and Lex are still talking, and we slowly see Lex's team being built back up, made again. but this isn't Flag doing it, it's Lex. We have already seen early in the show, as well as in Creature Commandos, that Flag works with emotions. He is a very heart first, and he has a hard time looking at it from afar, from others' perspectives. And I believe Lex is using him to his advantage to build his team together, to still get his agenda, to get his way, to show how much Lex's influence is, but also how he is calling the shots, not Flag. And there's a very clear example of this. When they are going through the doors, seeing what works and what doesn't, there's one with the black hole where Lex sends back a note saying, looks promising, and Flag celebrates after. And after that, you could say, just because it was good news, or is it because Lex is making his weight known, making his authority felt, and Flag has no idea they are whispering in his ear? All of Lex's crew getting in his mind, and we see it working on him to the point where he doesn't give Amelia the time of day or even care that his men, his soldiers, or just the fact that people are dying, and his lack of empathy, because Lex has a lack of empathy, where he goes to propose the idea to Washington. They even say that he is sounding a lot like Lex, and that this isn't like him, this is the opposite of him, and that shows Lex's influence. In this world right now, Lex might be, if not the smartest person on the planet. He tells Flag very early, come at him head on because he won't beat him in a debate. And we see that Lex has come out to be true. He knows that Peacemaker has done bad, but to do something so inhuman as soon as he gets the go ahead as something a villain would do, someone cold, someone unforgiving, someone bald. Rick is going to play a major part in this world because he is in charge of Argus, and I think he will be giving a driving point moving forward, so it makes sense that he is a big part in the final. But here is thing two. Way two. Focus. The finale for last season was so different, and maybe that is not what everyone wants. The last season, it was crazy action, a lot of fighting, blood, guts, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But this one, I believe, was a very different when it comes to our characters, but it wasn't as much about what they were doing, but it was about just them, about their guilt, their consequences, what they feel, how they are feeling, about what they have done, but also about each other. It is slower, but for good reason. We explore more the relationships with one another. Chris and Amelia begin at a strong point, and we finally see what happened on that boat and how Chris is wanting to pay for his actions by being alone and staying alone. He thinks he doesn't deserve her, or friends, or anyone, because everyone he has loved is gone. But he has to be shown, be reminded that it is not true. He has friends that have made a family that loves him, not because of who he could be, but because of who he is. And that is what's important. Not how many people they have killed or who can take down the most aliens, but because of the connection of the group. We don't watch a crazy superhero go on a killing spree, taking down a corrupt government. We watch a nerdy guy trying to get the girl. We watch a couple come together with the actions that have happened. Now, a little more than me. So, when they're going through these worlds, we see that they're looking at each other, seeing person after person die and die again as they watch their boss, their leader, who is supposed to be one of them, cheer and drink while another man or woman dies. And because we have established that they are good people, we see that they come together with our group to try and do more good, to do better by being better together. We get them to form a new group, and it is a cameo, but not a cameo for what is here, but for what is yet to come. I mean, if we really talk about it, what did you want? Did you want Green Lantern to fly down and give a speech, or Batman to appear and kick Flag's ass? Don't get me wrong, those things would be cool to see and fun to watch, but why? I mean, why would it happen? What would be the point of it? Just to get people to watch for 5 seconds? It's not about who is there, it's more about why are they there? And you're right. We didn't see Superman, we didn't see the Justice Gang, we didn't see the new Wonder Woman, but it's not fair to judge a whole season based off of the last episode. What we did see is growth from our favorite characters. We saw them progress in a story moving forward, as well as progress in who they are becoming, more sure of themselves and the people that they are and the family that they have made. We saw their beliefs, their morals challenged, and I think that's not only more important of the story, but also just more important for the world moving forward. I think it is better to say that you didn't like it compared to saying that it is bad because we haven't seen everything yet. I think this ending is just different than what we were expecting, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just maybe not what we all hoped or wished it was. So, what I think about the story overall, I think that this was a beautiful follow up to the last season that we had, or even the next thing that we have had after, which was Superman. It was different enough to stand out and be unique from the first season. Shoot, I just remembered. My bad. I wanted to talk about this real quick. Okay, so the this idea is very interesting to me, and the fact that yes, these people are our people, but they're not the people that we've been fans with since the first season. But technically, they aren't. I mean, they're another version, so it's just weird to think about that. Yes, we now know these people and we love these people and we hold these people dear to our heart, but it's not the people that we watched in the first season. And I just think that's like, I don't know. I'm not trying to nerd out. I just think that's cool. Uh anyway, now I'm not trying to make it seem like this episode or season or show is perfect because it's not. But that's the lesson that we have been taught this whole season, isn't it? Do you love it because of what it is or what you thought it was going to be? This show makes you feel, makes you cheer, makes you sad, and at the end of the day, that is the main goal. That's what needs to be achieved, and it does it every time. When you feel bad for a reject trying to fit in, or a guy dyeing his beard badly, to the point where we see a grown man weeping over the destruction and chaos that he is convinced that he is the one to blame. We see how hard it is for these other characters to move forward with what is happening and what is going on. But what is better is that we feel it too. We feel the weight of what is going on, and we feel that we're not only told about the backstory and why we should feel this way, but we are also shown it. We feel the horror, we feel the emotions, but also we are shown in why they feel this way. Why understand it is because we have seen it ourselves and we can feel it. And that is what's important. We see when they make checkmate, they're gaining something, something they feel is right, something in some way that they can help, where they have the power to help because we have seen them for so long have no power to help at all. And we see the growth from them, the connection between them gets stronger because of it. We have seen them go from the group that is forced together, wants nothing to do with each other, to a friend group, a family that will do anything to save one another, and it feels natural. I don't know what is next for DC. I don't know where the story is going or going to go from here. I truly don't know. But I believe that we haven't seen everything yet. So it is not fair to judge it because we haven't seen everything for it. And who knows? What if the ending that everyone hated was just the beginning to a story that everyone loved?